Imagine two children. Both attend the same school. Both have access to similar opportunities. Both seem equally capable of succeeding. Yet 10 years later, one of them appears far ahead academically, socially, and professionally. Most people assume the answer is simple: intelligence. But researchers have found something interesting. Raw intelligence matters, but daily habits often matter just as much. The small things children do every day gradually shape how they learn, think, solve problems, and adapt to challenges. In other words, highly intelligent children aren't just different because of how they think. They're often different because of what they repeatedly do. Today, we're looking at 6 daily habits that many highly intelligent kids have in common. And the good news is that these habits aren't limited to child prodigies or geniuses. Many of them can be encouraged and developed in almost any child. The first habit is feeding their curiosity every day. One of the strongest characteristics of highly intelligent children is that they actively seek information. They don't simply wait for someone to teach them. They go looking for answers themselves. Maybe they hear a strange fact about sharks and suddenly want to know everything about ocean life. Maybe they see an airplane in the sky and start asking how something so heavy can fly. Maybe they become fascinated with dinosaurs, volcanoes, space, insects, ancient civilizations, weather, or computers. The topic itself isn't what matters most. What matters is the desire to know more. Curiosity acts like fuel for the brain. When children become genuinely interested in something, they pay closer attention, remember information much more effectively, and learn much faster. Researchers often describe curiosity as one of the most powerful drivers of learning. Children who stay curious don't see learning as a chore, they see it as exploration. And here's something many parents miss. The smartest children aren't always the ones who know the most. They're often the ones who constantly want to know more. Knowledge can be taught. Curiosity needs to be protected. The second habit is reading beyond what's required. Many children read because a teacher assigns a book or because it's part of their homework. Highly intelligent children often read because they want to. This doesn't necessarily mean they're reading difficult novels every week. Some read books about animals, others love science magazines. Some become obsessed with history. Others spend hours reading about space exploration, inventions, or famous people. The subject isn't important. The habit is. Reading exposes children to new ideas, new vocabulary, and different ways of thinking. It also strengthens concentration. Every time a child sits down and reads, they're training their brain to focus for longer periods of time. Over months and years, those small reading sessions add up to an enormous amount of knowledge. Think about it. A child who reads just 10 pages a day might not seem extraordinary, but over time, that simple habit creates a huge advantage. The growth is gradual, which is why it's easy to underestimate. Many powerful habits work exactly like that. You don't notice the impact in a day. You notice it after years. The third habit might surprise some parents. Highly intelligent children are often comfortable being bored. Most adults treat boredom like a problem that needs to be solved immediately. The moment a child says, "I'm bored," many parents rush to provide entertainment. But boredom isn't always bad. In fact, boredom often creates the conditions for creativity. When there's no screen, no activity, and no constant stimulation, the brain starts generating its own entertainment. A cardboard box becomes a castle. A blanket becomes a spaceship. A random question becomes a fascinating project. Highly intelligent children don't necessarily enjoy boredom more than anyone else, but they frequently learn how to use it. Instead of expecting entertainment to come from outside, they create it themselves. That's a valuable skill that continues to benefit people throughout life. The fourth habit is choosing challenges regularly. Most people enjoy activities they're already good at. That's completely normal. Success feels good.
But highly intelligent children often develop a different relationship with difficulty. Instead of avoiding challenges, they're drawn to them. They attempt puzzles they can't immediately solve. They try learning new skills. They read books that stretch their abilities. They take on projects that require effort.
This doesn't mean they never feel frustrated. They do, but they understand something important. Growth happens when we're challenged. If everything is easy, learning slows down. If everything is impossible, motivation disappears. The greatest progress happens somewhere in the middle. Children who regularly challenge themselves strengthen their ability to handle setbacks, adapt to new situations, and keep improving even when success isn't immediate. Many people assume intelligent children succeed because things come naturally to them. Often, the opposite is true. Many intelligent children become successful because they've learned how to keep going when things become difficult. The fifth habit is learning from mistakes instead of fearing them. Nobody enjoys making mistakes. Children are no different. But highly intelligent children often respond to mistakes in a unique way. Instead of seeing failure as proof that they're incapable, they treat it as information. Imagine two children receiving poor grades on the same test. One child thinks, "I'm terrible at this." The other thinks, "What can I do differently next time?" That small difference in thinking can produce dramatically different outcomes over time. The second child isn't focusing on failure, they're focusing on improvement. Every mistake becomes feedback, every setback becomes a lesson. This mindset helps children become more resilient. Instead of giving up when something doesn't work, they adjust their approach and try again. Many successful adults share this exact habit. They don't spend all their energy avoiding mistakes, they spend their energy learning from them. Because every mistake contains information, and information can be used to improve. The sixth and perhaps most powerful habit is making learning part of everyday life. For highly intelligent children, learning doesn't stop when school ends. It happens everywhere. They learn through conversations. They learn through hobbies. They learn through observation. They learn through experiments. They learn while building things, creating things, fixing things, and exploring things. The world becomes their classroom. Consider a child who enjoys cooking. They're learning measurement, planning, sequencing, and problem solving. A child building with blocks may be developing engineering skills. A child caring for a pet may be learning observation, responsibility, and biology. The activity itself isn't always the important part. What's important is the habit of constantly learning from experiences. Highly intelligent children often develop the ability to turn ordinary moments into learning opportunities. Because of that, their growth never becomes limited to school hours. Learning becomes something they do naturally, something they enjoy, something that's woven into everyday life. Now, let's quickly recap. Highly intelligent children often feed their curiosity every day. They read beyond what's required. They learn how to use boredom productively. They regularly choose challenges. They learn from mistakes, and they make learning part of everyday life. Of course, no child needs all 6 habits to be intelligent. Every child is different. Every child has unique strengths. But these habits appear again and again among children who develop strong thinking skills, creativity, resilience, and a lifelong love of learning. And perhaps the most encouraging part is this: none of these habits require a child to be born a genius. They can be encouraged, they can be practiced, and they can grow stronger over time. Because intelligence isn't just something children have, it's also something they build. One choice, one habit, and one day at a time. So, which of these habits do you see most often in your child? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more science-backed parenting insights. Thanks for watching.
and we'll see you in the next video.